we're back. Sorry about that. The bug has been dealt with. I need to get a few more AP before I can get this. We got some more side quests to do. That side quest took so fucking long, though. I don't think we're gonna finish all of them today. There's so many of them, and we've done 4, 3, something like that. All right, Joshua.
Ah, Clive.
Ask about Origin.
This is it then, brother.
Our last dance with Ultima awaits. Only the founder knows what awaits us up there.
Indeed.
But whatever we find, we shall overcome it. It would not do to disappoint our friends. They all believe in you, Clive. They would follow you to the ends of the earth if they could.
You're wrong.
My friends won't follow me. They spur me on. I couldn't have made it this far without them. Nor without you, Joshua. You gave me your blessing and made me your shield. Without you, I don't know how I would have even survived. Even when we were apart, you were always with me. And I trust you'll be with me now until the end.
Of course.
Whenever that may be. God damn it, there's another bug in my head. Hang on a sec, guys. I have to go get rid of this one too. Or else it's going to annoy the shit out of me. Sorry, Mira tried to jump up the wall to get it. I think they're getting in through the air conditioner. I mean, FF7 isn't typically the most complicated thing, and there's not a huge amount of side quests. The only thing you're likely to miss is, like, some materia here and there, and you can beat the game with even the most basic materia, so...
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing. It's... not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will. Or something akin to it. His will? How? Where? In the crypt, beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father. I'm surprised anything survived down there. Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but... would you join me?
Hang on.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do. Very well. I am ready to leave when you are.
Ah, well. If you want to try Mrs. Lovett's meat pies, Cheshire, I suggest you go to London and you go to Fleet Street. That's where you can find her shop. Her meat pies are so good, there's even a song about them.
Your Grace,
So weird.
my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father.
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with Rosaria, striving as one might at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith I hold for you both. Your father,
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
what a
The day
coincidence.
before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
He's in the archives. Hello, old woman.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
Alright. Time for us to go beat up Cymerg. Which, funnily enough, is the name of the weapon I'm using it for Hope in FF13 right now. Anyway, hi Chocobo! Welcome! We're gonna go beat up an Elder Griffin. So far, I've gotten 2 of the achievements I'm lacking, and that's the Kelger's Cup, which is getting 5 stars, not 5 stars, but completing all the low-level Seath Stones, although I have gotten 5 stars on all of them so far. Only 2 of them took 2 tries. I don't know why it only gave me 4 stars, but whatever. Oh, look, here he is.
There it is.
For House Rosfield.
Bitch is left. My goodness. Oh, that's cool. I thought he was going to do something else. We're getting further and further from the battle arena, so I gotta lure him back in or else fuck off. Yeah, that's why. Because the game just considered him not in the fight anymore. Because he keeps hopping fucking backwards. It's irritating as shit. So as I'm concerned, if you're gonna give an enemy the ability to jump backwards so much, it's fine. Except when I do that. Holy shit, that was bad. Anyway, give them a gigantic arena. Oh wow, all these hits are missing. Lovely. Because of course he blew up just enough to avoid. I'm gonna get hit here. Anyway, I got the Kelger's Cup, which is all the low-level feed stones, and then I got one other one, the Chocobo digging minigame. I got that as well. Not enough time to get that last hit in. I totally just stopped paying attention there. Don't know what the fuck was going on right there, but alright. Oh, that's less than ideal. I'll see him surviving too much. Yeah. I took a bunch of hits there just because it was, like, you know, really bad. Alright. Got the Heartstone. Griffins suffer something akin to the crystal's curse, their flesh slowly turning to stone over a lifetime of channeling ether. Unlike bearers, however, this effect is far more gradual and limited to a sac around their hearts. The slower progress of petrification resulting in the formation of a gemstone of rare beauty. We got two of them. One for each.
Here's the Heartstone.
One for each Heartstone, I guess, or armband.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame, is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
Mira is a very good bug detector, so I can generally tell when there's bugs in the house because she starts like looking around.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us.
And
I
didn't
tried to
warn you?
warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
He's a
As
good
do
little
I.
sentinel.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
We did it.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril.
Exciting. Goalless spot appears, guys.
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
He's waiting. Alright. These quests take a very long time. I'm a little sorry for that, but at the same time, yeah, this is gonna be probably a multi-stream endeavor getting through all of these.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
Save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. Mother was truly capable of. And perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
He's just back there.
Here we go.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had
could probably put
someone
them
else
together.
to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Hot Elwyn. I was gonna try and get
We won't lay you down.
two quests per 30 minutes, but yeah, that's not gonna be possible. This one quest alone took almost 30 minutes.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Yeah, Chocobo, I could try and put something together. Rusted battle helm. Archduke Elwyn's helm, worn during his victorious campaign to quell the northern uprising. War is coming, my boy, and we must make ready. Hey, Gage, do you want to take Chocobo to, joining hands with Joshua. Joshua's joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Sick. Do you want to take Chocobo to Camp Drybone? Alright, we'll pick up our next quest, then we'll take our break. Minicat. Hey, Doris.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Then we go together.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past.
Bob Dole.
Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Okay. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and we will explore more of this quest. Don't go anywhere.